Rachel is the same way, and it's unsung. It's unsung, and it's a very, very remarkable idea that I know many people are not aware of. And basically, I shared this very recently in one of our Zoom classes. I had occasion to share it, and basically it goes to a little bit further from now in Parshat Vayetze, in when Yaakov met Rachel. And he starts to work for his father-in-law, Lavan, for her hand in marriage in Genesis 29. And as everybody knows, Lavan was a gangster, and he made a switch. He made a switch that Yaakov apparently was not aware of. The reason he was not aware of it, and because it says, it was, and it's Genesis 29 and verse 25, and it was in the morning that behold, it was Leah. So why didn't he know about it during the night, the bridal night, right? So there's a whole idea here about modesty between couples and Torah law and darkness, but there's much more to it than that. So the idea is, it's very, very deep, that Rachel knew her father. Rachel knew her father, and Yaakov knew who Lavan was, and they suspected that he might try something like this. And so they made up between them a code. Mm-hmm. And the code was a certain signal that Rachel was going to give Yaakov so that he would know that it was really her. Because they thought that he might try to pull something like this, right? At the very last minute, this is, again, an amazing lesson, right? At the very last minute, Rachel felt badly for her older sister, that she should not be embarrassed. And she decided that she would give over this code to Leah.
Right.
And so, actually, Leah did the code. It wasn't a spoken word. It was a gesture, a physical gesture.
I think
right?
It was a tugging of the ear or something.
Another time. So,
okay.
So anyway, it took me 50 years to find what that code was. It's obscure. So anyway, so she did it. So Yaakov thinks that it's Leah, right? But more than that, the sages say that Rachel actually positioned herself under the bed that night, so that when Yaakov spoke to Leah, she answered, and he heard her voice, and he really thought that it was her. It's very complicated for other reasons, but bear with me for a moment. So that's what she did, and it's quite remarkable, right? At face value, the way we're giving it over, it's quite unusual. So indeed, there is a midrash that talks about the time of the destruction of the temple, that the decree that had been made against the people of Israel was very severe, but it was going to be even more severe. And at that time, the forefathers all came out of their tombs and asked for mercy for their children, and Shabbat itself came, and the Torah itself came, and the letters of the alphabet came, and everyone came. All these entities came. Again, it's a parable, and they all beseeched Hashem for mercy, and he didn't listen to any of them, right? And then the Midrash ends by saying, then Rachel jumped up, and she said the following. She said, Master of the universe, and she told over the story of what she did. And she said, I wasn't jealous in the least bit of my sister. That you're the King of Kings, that you are the Master of the universe. You're jealous of the children of Israel, that they backslid and they worshipped idols temporarily, and they got disconnected. And there's nothing to that. There's nothing to idols. It's nothing. So why should you be jealous if I, flesh and blood, could overcome my jealousy? Can't you overcome your jealousy? And then Hashem said, wow, I'm bested. You bested me. And in your merit, the children of Israel will return to their borders, all because of this unbelievable kindness that you did. And that is the secret of the verses that we read in Jeremiah 31, where we read, Thus said Hashem, a voice is heard on high, wailing, bitter weeping. Rachel weeps for her children. She refuses to be consoled for her children, for they are gone. Thus said Hashem, Restrain your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for there is reward for your accomplishment. The word of Hashem, and they will return from the enemy's land. There is hope for your future, the word of Hashem, and your children will return to their border. What is the reward for your accomplishment? It's referring to this particular story that she did, this act of selflessness that she did for her sister. So from both Avraham and Rachel, we see that chesed, kindness, is absolutely the foundation of the world. It's not just like another aspect of a fine person, like to be good to other people. It's everything. It's really everything.